What's going on, YouTube? Happy Friday. Agent Cody, what up, though? Excuse me, guys. So today we're about to look at the reaction from the mother and father of Carmelo Anthony. They did an interview on the Breakfast Club. So we're about to look into that. And don't forget, folks, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel.
Every day I wake up, wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
Well, good morning, both of you. Drew and Kayla, thank you so much for joining me this morning. How are you guys holding up?
I mean, right now we're in a nightmare. Doesn't feel real. We've been up all night, crying, praying, waiting for family to come in. We have some family who has made it. We just right now lost words, waiting for him to give us a call as soon as possible.
So you haven't heard from him just yet?
We heard from him yesterday. He actually suffered from seizures, so we actually have to bring his medicine to the courthouse. So we're waiting for him to give us instruction to get there.
We know Carmelo from the courtroom, but tell us, who is he? What kind of person is he? What kind of son is he at home?
He is a wonderful son. He's a wonderful student.
3.7 GPA, worked 2 jobs.
I'm sorry, baby, for cutting you off. He was actually taking online classes during all of this and still held a great GPA going through this traumatic time.
He was a kid. If I didn't say it, he was a captain of his track team, football team. He was working 2 jobs. He actually saved the kid's life. That the mom, he jumped in the pool, and saved the kid's life, which was amazing. I didn't know how great he was until this tragedy.
I want to add some things to that. At home, he loves cooking, whether it's.
This is so disheartening to hear. And I'm going to say he lived an example of Black excellence, 3.7, 3.8 GPA with 2 jobs and trying to go to college. None of that is easy at all. Sad.
In the kitchen, outside, grilling. He makes the best hibachi. He loves running routes and playing soccer with his younger brother, Kingston. He has a brother named Andrew. He's 12, and Andrew is into doing science experiments, and Karmelo loved helping him with science experiments. He loves putting Legos together with his girlfriend. He's just a lovable, sincere child.
Yeah.
You know, do you feel like the world, just going through this trial, got an accurate description of who Carmelo really is?
No, we've come to find out, which we were before all this. We were a family that basically stayed to ourselves. We were very close knitted. My wife's at home. She stays at home. I was working, and we didn't know how cruel the world could be. They have his face plastered all over after while he still was a minor. And it was like, everything was happening. We was getting threats. They doxed us. I was so clueless and so involved in work. I didn't even know what doxing was. They put our address online. And so we had people coming to our home. So we never had to leave in our home. Like they had us in some type of protective thing, whatever, to get us, to keep us safe with our other kids. The world right now it sounds unbelievable, the things that he accomplished before this tragic accident. Like it will really mess you up. And as me being a father, I didn't realize, like him saving a life. I just as a father, I got caught up in, hey, that's what you're supposed to do. That's your expectation. You know, being a man, hey, that's what we do. We move on. Like him working, hey man, you're supposed to have a job. I was trying to, he was, you know how it is, that young. They're like, with your girl too much, man. You need to get a job, get a hobby. So he's working, but I kept him busy too. And this whole situation, is the reality of this is that somebody literally walked in his life. Literally walked into his life. He did everything.
I'm gonna pause it right here for a second. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. Hey, Ariane. Mimi says, and he saved the child's life. Yeah, I was just gonna speak to that because I'm getting humanitarian, good Samaritan all around. You know, well-educated black man, young black man with a promising future, who just received a harsh sentence of 35 years to life in prison. This world is effed up.
Everything about a law, and look where we at.
I want to go back to that day, that track meet. Were you guys at the event at that track meet on April 2nd?
No, we were not. I was actually supposed to go to the track meet, but the weather was so bad. I just stayed home. It's like, Mama, don't come. Just stay home.
Mm-hmm.
And now, looking back on everything, I wish I was there. I regret not being there for my child.
Oh my God, man.
When did you hear the news that there had been an incident that day?
I received an email saying that there was an incident, no phone call, no anything.
You know how
my instinct was because Karmelo, he's the type of child to let me know everything that's going on. And it wasn't like him to not call me and tell me what was going on. So when I received the email, we have Life 360. So I went into Life 360. I'm like, wait, they said the buses made it back to the school, but Karmelo location is still stating that he's at the stadium. Like, what's going on? So I headed to the school, and that's how I found out what happened.
And how I found out, I was actually in a work meeting, and when she first called me, I thought it was because it was right after April Fools. I was like, oh, y'all playing this, because he doesn't, this is not him. Yeah. So I was like, oh, you playing, all right, whatever. But she was like, no, he was involved in the stabbing. So when we heard that, I didn't know what happened at the time. And they kept us from everything. Like they kept us, so we running around from place to place. And it was everything was just moving so fast that day. I never forget. It was just like everything. Then once we found out and he went to his bond hearing. The next day, somebody doxed us. I don't want to say her name, but a lady started making this. They try to blame it on one person, not making it about race. But you had this lady that just went on to talk about white lives and all this other stuff, and now it went boom. The race card started about. That's how Jake Lane and all these other guys got involved in this. But at the end of the day, this was a kid situation that a lot of adults made it about their personal, how they really wanted to feel. This is the time they wanted to show on this is how we really feel about y'all. And they used my son, for example.
What did Karmelo tell you happened that day at the track meet?
He was sitting there seeing his friend. Once you get the reports and everything, he was actually his girlfriend's cousin invited him to the tent. Mm-hmm. So when they invited him to the tent, it was just, hey, what's going on, such and such. It was raining. He sat there. Then next you know it, you had these two guys who approached him. Even seeing the video in court, it was like, I know y'all see this. and we got comfortable with the instructions that we was told. We was told not to say nothing. We was told not to do this. So we did everything we did. We followed all instructions and we were told, hey, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Hey, don't talk to this person. Don't talk to this person. It was all this. And look what happened to my son.
It sounds like you wish you had talked more, that you had said more, that you had got your story out more.
I call myself trying, sometimes you could do the right thing, but it could be the wrong thing.
Did Karmelo want to get his story out more to the public as well?
He was trying to listen. He was trying to listen to what he was being advised.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hey, don't make it about race. Don't do this. Don't do this. So we like, all right, we go again. We played the game they wanted. We did everything a law abiding citizen supposed to. They told us don't do this. We did everything we supposed to. And he wanted people, of course he wanted somebody. They got pictures of him being 17 on with a dress on, saying he could be raped in jail. Like all kind of these adults are talking about this child, but nobody's seeing it. Like nobody's seeing it. So we can't say anything. The other family, they go paint this lie that nobody still have exposed, that he died in his brother's arms. And it was all
that's not true, because that is the narrative. Yeah.
No, you never heard it no more. That stuff was a lie. You heard about a bag. You never heard about a bag since trial. That's what I was telling people. A lie is temporary, but the truth lasts forever. Mm-hmm. It's just now, it's like harder now. I got to fight to get the truth out with, he basically had to get the book thrown at him, 35 years in this county that basically, I honestly feel as though that they manipulate us with a smile. Mm. They act as if they cared, but they really didn't. When they win the jury selection, we seen all the people with the jury selection. I was like, baby, this is not right. But my wife is the type of person. I'm not gonna just say us. We're both the type. We try to be positive. Hey, we're not gonna look at it. That's not what it is. That's not us. But that's what it was.
So even when you noticed there were no Black jurors, it gave you pause. It made you want to say something, but you were still going along with the process.
Yeah, I was going along with the process because there's a lot of times when I hope this don't be controversial, but that's the first thing they do is they try to say we're emotional. Mm-hmm. We don't follow instructions, right? So we did everything that we was advised and told to do, and look what happened.
So who was they? You said that they told you. Who was they? Was it your defense attorney?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we were, because by him being 18, so what they did was they kind of played everybody against everybody, if you could say. I'm not going to say they played us against each other, but it's almost they had him scared, like, hey, this, I'm a lawyer, this. So as me being a father, all right, you're the guy, I'm okay with playing my position, and I don't want to overstep any boundaries. Everybody kept saying, hey, to beat this. I even went to some Black attorneys. They're like, oh, you need a white attorney to go out there to fight out there. Remember they were telling us that? They kept telling us that. So everybody like, why y'all didn't? Everybody was telling us, okay, so.
And that's exactly why they never hired a Black attorney, because a lot of people kept asking that. They felt as though a white attorney would, be the better outcome, but it still didn't play out that way.
So then when we get it, they basically tossed them over. Mm-hmm. A lot of objections wasn't done. It's a lot that wasn't done.
So do you believe your son received a fair trial?
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And we're going to keep fighting. Mm-hmm. We will not stop fighting for justice for my son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard for us right now, and I've had my moments, and we want our children to do better, right? We look at our YNs. This wasn't a YN. So what we gonna do about this not YN? We can make more YNs. Now you got a kid, like I just told you, everything that we're telling you right now is verified. 2 jobs with the HEB Foot Locker. That's who came to the buy him. His GPA, he still graduated through all this. He still graduated high school. He still graduated. The lady the kid he saved, this stuff really happened. He was never in trouble, and no, he was never suspended for no knife. But they had actually, what I learned was they had a smear campaign that
And the sad part about it is that they don't even get to share all that information or those things or those good highlights and accolades because the sentencing was already handed down to him after they gave out the 35-year verdict. This is very, very heartbreaking. Mimi said 100, the witness's story constantly changing. Yeah, that was a part of it as well too. The defense witnesses were not the best at putting on their testimony at all.
they did. I wasn't familiar with that. Like, and a lot of people that we were reaching out with, I understand business. A lot of people, they got a lot of things going on. So we was reaching out, I was emailing, but everybody want to go through, it's kind of a circle thing, which I understand. But I realized through this, black entertainment is going to have to be, a black network is going to have to be done, because I'm looking for people who would never understand.
Yeah.
No matter how much you do it, no matter how much you do, they would never see it.
You're saying that as you were watching the trial, as you were in there, you didn't want to question the process. You wanted to let it play out. But was there at any point that you felt the outcome was heading in this direction?
No. Everybody lied. Look at the report. Everybody, it's called what? It's perjury. That everybody did. Basically just did it with no, and they never was called out on it. I mean, literally they told within an hour of when it happened, it was 2 to 3 people. When they got to the trial, oh no, it was, I'm like, wait, what? And don't get me wrong, the defense said, hey, didn't you say this here? Everybody. One girl made up a lie, said it was over a race, that my son just walked up. This how crazy this is.
Yeah.
One girl sat on the stand and said, yeah, he just walked up to him and said, what, you want to race? It didn't even make sense. And they asked her, did you lie? She was like, on the stand. Nothing happened.
Why didn't the defense call more witnesses?
That's not my department, and I apologize for that. I don't have
as you look at it, and I'm not an attorney, but I'm hearing you, and you're telling me all these wonderful things about him, and I'm just wondering, did the jury get to hear, all of these wonderful things about Karmelo?
No, they didn't. Even when the one kid who was the corporate of all this, meaning the kid who invited him to the tent, he lied on the stand and said he didn't even know. Yeah. And they had pictures with his grandmother. Like, here's your grandmother, my son, your grandmother. Their whole family got multiple times, play basketball, all kind of different things. And
yeah.
I mean, all of the witnesses' statements and stories were inconsistent. So we thinking that the jury is going to notice that. But they already had their mind made up when they sat in that courtroom. Their mind was made up already.
How big of a role do you guys believe that race played into how this case was publicly viewed and how this outcome, this sentence was handed down? I
can answer that. It played a huge factor in the decision making, because there was not one black juror on the jury, all white, and I believe a few Asian jurors. MTGV says if he was guilty, that video would have been dropped that day. That's exactly what I was thinking too. They wouldn't have wasted no time to release it. That would have been one of the first things that they did do if he was guilty, was release that. And a guilty verdict and a verdict within 3 hours, that's always bad. Anytime a verdict is that fast, that's how you know it's going to be a guilty. And it wasn't no time to deliberate. It was no time to think on it. It was no time to review it or anything like that. They came back with that verdict within the same day. And in my opinion, yes, 35 years is very excessive. Very excessive. That's what Dakisha said. Dakisha, she said, "Do you think 35 years is excessive?" Yes, very much so. And that's what I was just mentioning earlier. All those good things that they were saying, and all those positive things and accolades that they were mentioning about his education, his job prospect, and him saving someone's life. And at one point in time, they're trying to, from what we're hearing, from what I'm hearing, I'm getting humanitarian and good Samaritan all around. But they've been painting him out to be this black villain who should have got life. And I've been seeing like a lot of negative comments on social media. That's what you get. And I believe the other day when I did the first video to this, had someone come into my chat saying justice serve and things like that. So I had to block that person and get him off my page because I already knew what kind of type of energy he was bringing, and I didn't like it and appreciate it. But ever since the guilty verdict, it seems like his family is more like the target now and the victims because they're getting doxxed, they're getting threats. They're even trying, from what I'm hearing, they're putting alleged hits out on Karmelo Anthony as of right now, like trying to get people to assault and kill him from where he's at right now. That's what I just seen earlier. So yeah, it had a lot to do with race. Nikisha said, I think Karmelo was overcharged. Absolutely. Smash the like button, folks. Don't forget, if you're in the building, if you're in the bushes, welcome in. Happy Friday to everybody. Good afternoon. Good morning to some people. I don't care what nobody says, racial. Absolutely. Sean said, while Trump is in office, they come out and act up. Once he's out of office, they hide. Good point, Sean. Aries 1 said, it seemed like there were 2 prosecutors and no defense lawyer at all. Yeah. Nikisha said, if Zimmerman gets off for Trayvon Martin, why Karmelo don't? He's innocent to me. Absolutely. Just look at JB. Just got 35 years for all he did, and that boy got 35 years from one problem he made. It's crazy. Yeah, I agree. All right, let's get back to the interview, guys.
It played a big part. Race, politics, all that. I'm like, man, the kid don't even vote. How he got into the fight? It was a lady talking about the left side and the right side. Like, what? These are kids. They put I feel like you had a certain group that of course, they go blame us, that strategically made this about this because they knew they could do that smear campaign. Like they said, we went and bought a new car and house.
Yeah.
And it hurt with me without my people. My people really believed instead of them going and doing their proper research. They had people really bashing us. I'm like, y'all really believe that? Who could buy a house in 4 days? Buy a house in 4 days. I know we may sometimes we may not make the right decisions, but come on now, like that didn't even make sense. They said it was going on extravagant trips. There's a lot of things that they did to us that just,
There was a lot of misinformation that was going around, especially, in the beginning. And, I know your family had to move a couple times because you were doxxed. And, I can't even imagine how Karmelo going through that, trying to finish school, fighting, for his freedom. And you guys have other children, so much on you as parents. How's your other children handling this?
Now we had to end up taking them out of school because they had TikTok videos with my son with semen coming out of his mouth because there's him saying go get raped in jail. And it's just like that was my daughter, my princess. She had to go through that. The other boys, we was in a pretty blessed community. That's why I hope a lot of people get this message. It don't matter where you at. It don't matter where you at. Like, cause we was supposed to be in the safest place, but it's like they're telling us that you could be assaulted, but you better not fight back. That's what this is what this case is saying. It don't care. It could be 2-3 people, size, it don't matter.
Yeah.
So that's what this case is really all about. The family is saying now, I just got a message, they saying they were robbed. Now they were robbed. Now, mind you, if
They as in the Metcalf family?
How are they complaining that they were robbed and the sentence was 35 years? What kind of shit is that? And yeah, Karmelo was having seizures. I believe he had some type of health problem in the facility where he was housed or placed. And I believe they were trying to believe some medicine to him. That's what they said in the beginning of the interview. But let me catch up to some of y'all comments real quick. Miss V said, I'm very scared for him and he has to be worried about the COs just as much as the inmates. Yeah, we were talking about that because I believe they were trying to conspire to attack, kill him, I believe. It's something I saw earlier. I didn't get much into that story, but that's what I kept seeing it all on my timeline, that someone was conspiring behind bars to harm him and do this and do that. Dakisha said, how long do you think appeal will take, and will he get a new trial? I can't answer as to whether or not he will get a new trial. That would be something that a judge will make a decision, but I can't answer the first part. He has 30 days from the final sentencing hearing to file a notice of appeal, which I believe he's already done. And from the story that I've heard, he has to have money for that, and they're trying to raise funding for an appeal attorney. Ms. V said they did all that to gain sympathy and fans. Yeah. The twins' parents made $500,000 and $200,000 on funding, so almost $1 million. Wow. Ariane says, Ms. V, he have seizures to add on the first time in there with all them racist people. Sean said, it's True Tone. I worked at Greektown Casino back home when Trump was in office the first time. Whites openly came in with swastikas on their clothes. Oh, wow. That would have made me very uncomfortable. Yeah, Ms. V, I just found that out. I just saw something like that. I didn't get too much into it. I just seen it across my timeline, but that's what I'm seeing now. Aries 1 says it's epilepsy, yeah. And they're not going to, in my personal opinion, but I hope that they will, but they're not. They're not even gonna take into consideration of the medical issues or the seizure or anything like that. Not if they're trying to harm him already. That would be the last thing on their mind. So he filed paperwork requesting a court-appointed attorney because he couldn't afford one. But they've already filed a notice of appeal. But as far as after that, I really can't tell you. It's really going to take a while. She said, so upsetting, and why I'm not talking about it. I did when it first happened. Yes, it'd be like certain things you just be so tragic to even talk about. Like for me, it was the Kamani Lateef story. When I read all the graphic details, I said, no, I can't do that one. Yeah, as far as the appeal, that's something I'm gonna get into after this. That's another video, actually. Only because it's more information that I wanted to share that came from an actual attorney. So that's why I said I won't be able to speak too much as far as what's going on with the appeal, but he did file one. It's just that's going to be a separate live than this video because that video is too long. But let me get back into this one.
I've just got this thing just popped up saying people they rock. If we don't get the message now, and it's not because it's our child, we would never get it. This is the most crucial time ever, especially if you have kids. Because again, you see the child I'm telling you about right now, we all have kids like that. We sent them off to school. We sent them off just not looking for it. Again, he didn't go look for this. That's why they try to paint that picture. They painted a picture and he didn't look for this. This walked into his life. Literally, matter of fact, they say it like this. The evidence shows he jumped 3 bleachers to get to him.
Now,
So
did the jury hear that information? And is that information on the video?
That's on the video.
And they had their minds made up.
Their mind was made up.
It's already made up.
3 bleachers. Some say 1, some said 3, some said 5. Their statements was inconsistent.
So
Every
tell
statement
us,
was inconsistent.
because we haven't seen that video. What did that video show?
The video showed, honestly, you can show that you can see him coming into the tent, sitting down, and then it's like it started getting a little like you couldn't tell the people. But you know, we're experts. Let me tell you what the DA did. They put a spotlight on the boys, right? So you could see them, right? But they never put a spotlight on Karmelo. And the reason why is because, of course, they was trying to make their side look like, oh, it wasn't that bag of push. The whole thing moved. Even the guy EP said in his statement, it was so bad to where it pushed him out the way. Because he's some pretty big kids. They're real big. They're bigger than me, actually. So it's like they tried to minimize their doing, but I've heard people who would supposed to be justice if in Texas, if I threaten you when I'm lying, you have the right to do whatever force if you fear for your life.
So the video showed, I'm sorry, go ahead, Kayla.
No, he said, if you fear for your life or
seriously body home. Yeah. Or they'll train jujitsu fighters too.
And so the video that you all that they showed in court, it shows him running away from.
Yeah, he ran to a teacher. The teacher said that the teacher he ran to a guy, and the teacher he ran to actually he hugged him because Karmelo, he's not like that. He hugged the guy. Like he was freaking out. He hugged the guy. So the guy they was hugging. He was crying hysterically, and they tried to paint it as if he was trying to leave. But now, then in court they said it that he wasn't trying to leave.
Yeah. Now, did this teacher testify?
He did.
Yes. And he also said he had to stop another kid from jumping on Karmelo, which was, guess what? Supposed to have been a person that was his friend. The guy who, hey, man, come on, look, hey, if you've been to high school, think about it. The guy that told you to come over here, you sitting down, the same person who could have de-escalated the whole thing, he was trying to go after him. And that's the same guy that was playing like he was videoing, but they couldn't find the video. He was, the police didn't really even try to go through his phone to even look for the video. So he said he was acting as if he was recording.
Now, when he was running, was this before or after the incident happened?
It's after the incident.
This is after the incident.
That's why they came up with the, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
That's why they came up with the narrative that he
was running.
Yeah, he threw the knife. When he threw it, he didn't throw the knife. His hand was cut. So it's a lot that the video show, if you ever been on high school bleachers, you're not on the stairs. You know how you try to walk. So imagine trying to run up, you fail. So what you think failed?
Mhm.
He only went up. They caught it in 3 bleachers. It was like 3 bleachers up. It was 3 bleachers up. So when you could see him get up. You could tell he dropped it. Then he stood up. He didn't know where to go. Then he ran down, fell, and they was coming after him. He ran around and ran to a coach.
So did the video show the altercation of you know, them
Him putting
approaching him first and then the confrontation? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Um, did you talk to your defense attorney about any of these concerns that you had as the trial was playing out, or even now that the trial is over?
100%. I mean, I'm actually praying that somebody send us somebody that we get sent somebody that can help us. It's kind of like I'm still right now. Like
So
I
you're
said,
looking for a new defense attorney for future appeal process.
yeah.
And did your defense attorney say anything about how he feels or they feel the case went?
I'm going to say they gave us the corporate answer.
Mm.
They gave us the corporate answer, you know.
And did Karmelo want to testify in his own on his own behalf? And was
Survive. It was based on everything. It didn't need nothing because everything they said when it's self-defense, they have to prove it. They never proved it.
okay? So that was never that was because I know there was this pause, and a lot of people thought that we were going to come back and he was going to take the stand, and he didn't. So that was never an option. That had never been discussed of him taking the stand.
That's why we just need we need somebody who's gonna fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I can really say right now. We just need somebody gonna fight for him.
Mm-hmm.
Let me stop my live again. See, I did this shit the other day. I was just talking about this, about how we had some rude person come into the chat and made a very, very ignorant comment. And I see we have one today again. Please, someone, if I have any mods in here, please remove B. Jordan Kretzman, please. Permanently.
Because their whole thing was he provoked it. That was their entire case. He provoked it. That's what the whole thing was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what do you want the world to know about who Karmelo is and what your family is going through right now?
We're going through hell. Doesn't feel real. We feel like, it just don't feel real.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good kid. The receipts show that he wasn't a YN. We as adults, we're not helping with the YNs. And I know we could look at the tragedy that happened, but it was by the law. Mm-hmm. The law supposed to cover us. So anybody who feels any way different, I honestly feel like, it's okay when as long as the devil don't knock at your door. Cause I was clueless like that too. Hey man, it never happened. It would never happen to me. It would never happen to us. Cause we stayed in our lane. We worked, nice neighborhood. We were doing good, but these people basically made it their. We just had comments to where people say, "Yeah, we sending y'all back to the hood. We sending y'all. Yeah, y'all don't deserve what y'all have." He said it in court yesterday. Forgot. He said that they told my son to look at me when I'm talking to you.
Who said that?
The dad, the son. Both of them said, "Look at me while we talk to you." Like, oh, it's gonna come out. They said, "Look at me while we talk to you." What? Yeah,
the dad, Metcalf's father, said that to Karmelo
and the son. The son came out. The son came out. He eventually got to understand for the impact statement, but he didn't want to get on the stand, and I even tried to get people to, I even tried to get them to call him, but it's just a lot. And I know what's going to hurt me more because this interview may push a lot of people off wanting to help us because, oh, well, you did this, man, I don't do this. I don't understand why we like that. Like, we're all fighting for the same goal. Like, oh, man, all right, sure. Well, you said this, I can't, what? Come on, man. Like, but it's okay because you know what? It's not yours. So I totally understand.
Oh, yes, I did, Vic. I sure did. But I don't even want to mix that kind of negative energy into this content. And so that's why I'm not even going to choose to play it. But I did see the video of his father. And that's some of what they were talking about now.
But I just tell everybody, be careful in case that devil not.
And as parents, have you all struggled with guilt, asking yourselves, is there anything differently? I know, Kayla, you said you wish you had gone to that track meet, but as a trial has played out, is there anything that you both wish you could have done differently?
Yeah, for the father, we gonna that's a separate live for another day. But it ain't gonna be good, Vic.
I wish I would have been rebellious and just do what
or listening to advice that you thought was.
Yeah, I was told, don't talk to this person. Don't talk to this person. I feel like it was just a setup. Now, like I said, they told us, go get white attorneys. Every black person I went to, white attorney. No, white attorneys, they set them up, pushed them. Hey, here you go.
And that got to be one of their biggest regrets and deep down is that they wish they had went with their first option, their first gut instinct, which was get a black attorney until they was advised otherwise. Hey, Mimi317, welcome in. Happy Friday. She said, if this family is really connected and know all the law officials, like people are saying, I'm worried about his appeal and it getting denied. The family want him in there the whole 35 years. Yeah, I believe. Well, the family actually originally wanted, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I feel like they wanted the death penalty for him, if not way more than 35 years, how they're reacting now. But yeah, I agree with you on that one. The dad said he is going to make sure he stays in there even if he dies. Yeah. Yeah, we were just talking about the racist rant video that the father of Austin Metcalf did. She said, that's okay. God have a plan for all of them in due season. Absolutely. Vic Forrest said, I'm so glad that Dr. Matthews is on it as well. Absolutely. I was just going to suggest that, Ms. V. I was going to say, where is Ben Crump? See, I got to pick some Ramaz because I see we got another troll in this chat. This is not a racial. We don't do racial slurs over here or anything like this or that negativity. Dre, Kronos, have a good day. Aries 1 said, I wish they could contact a reputable criminal defense attorney from out of state so that all of the proper paperwork can be completed. Vic says Ben Crump only comes when it's money involved. I seen that too, though. I kind of been feeling like that too, though, Vic. And it's just like I've been following him like for a while, and it's just like every case you're there. And it's either I'm not saying you can't be passionate, but it's just like you're always at what I'm trying to say, where the spotlight is. You know what I'm saying? Like where the most viral cases are. Appreciate it, Ms. V's. Don't forget, folks, smash the like button if you were in the building. She said, not Ben Crump, he don't fight cases.
I mean, no objections. it was things were smooth. So because as a father of me being who I am, I got to make sure she's straight. This mama bear, I got to make sure she's straight mentally because if she's not straight, my house ain't straight. I'm not straight. Then so because I got the kids to worry about. Got to make sure his mental health. I can't go back and forth with him right then and there because I don't think his mental can handle it. The misunderstanding of what dad is trying to tell you. This ain't a daddy moment. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
It's not the time for me to be arguing with you about, hey, so I'm like, hey son, can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Uh, I know a lot of people say, well, I would have done this or I would have done that. You say that because you're not in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't do that. And me knowing my son, which is your child, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You see, I don't want him to maybe want to hurt himself because I don't know what he's dealing with. He's doing a great job. He's still in school. I'm keeping him busy. We trying to do stuff around the house. And one thing this thing did do with us, it brought our family closer.
Yeah.
And I worked a lot. Well, I didn't work that much. I was home on weekends. But to her, I worked too much. But I was able to have this time for us to be together.
Yeah.
And I think they did this to us because they wanted us to be in poverty. They wasn't expecting because the tables are turned. Me and her been together since high school. It's the other side who's divorced. So that picture they painted, the houses and the cars, that was the other side. That wasn't us. We just couldn't say nothing. And then when we did say something, it was like, oh, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't go lying. Hey, don't do this. Don't say this. Hey, people gonna say what they gonna say. So so no matter what we did, we was losing.
It was a lose battle. You felt like it was a lose battle. Yeah. And I just have a few more questions for you. I want to, when the verdict came down, what was the first thought that went through your head?
I feel my son. Oh, so I feel like
I swear the mama is just making me want to break down like she is because it's, man. Mm.
man, I felt like I and that's I cried so much. I've held back and I told her, man, I'm that dad, like hold it up, hold it up and be tight. I said, boy, you broke me. You broke me when it first happened. I never cried as much as I've cried. And it was just like when I seen him, when he grabbed it, I could still picture that man when he's saying it. He said it so smooth. Like the way he said it, the way he read that verdict, it was like, just, yeah, hey, yeah, as such and such, yeah, he's found guilty. It was just comfortable. It was comfortable. You could tell the way he read it was no, like, damn, it was, hey, look. And I told my attorney, like, yeah, we know. The hell you mean you know? But then if I act up, I'm the emotional black man. You follow what I'm saying? Oh, look at him. Then it would have been on breaking news. Oh, he done flashed out. Oh, look that's how they had it. We got him. So I had to humble myself. It wasn't just for me and my family. It was for all of us. Because if I would have flashed out the way I wanted to, oh, it would have been all that. You would probably be looking at that. God damn it, that boy done went up there after the food. That's what they wanted.
Yeah.
So I played their game, and I'm just let you know their games don't work. It's not for us. The justice system not for us. They can't say we did anything out of what we was told. We follow all the instructions and we follow the law. It just don't work for us.
Mm-hmm. What do you say to the people who say,
He's calling now.
Okay.
He's calling now.
Take it.
Thank God.
Hold up. Every day I wake up. Wake your
Man, that was a lot to swallow. And my heart do go out to this young black man. All right, give me a second. I'm about to pull up the latest story about his appeal. All right, it says 1 day after conviction, Karmelo Anthony files notice of appeal and said he can't afford a lawyer. A day after his murder conviction, Karmelo Anthony filed paperwork requesting a court-appointed attorney. Now, this was as of June 10, 2026. It says Anthony, 19, who was taken into custody Tuesday at the Collin County Courthouse after the verdict was read in court, said in a court document he filed himself that he has no money and wants the judge to appoint him an appeals attorney, court documents show. The Texas Department of Criminal Justice took custody of Karmelo Anthony on Wednesday. After completing the intake process, which included a new booking photograph, Anthony was transported to the PAC unit near Navasota, where he was assigned. Anthony is a penniless, destitute, and indigent person, too poor to employ counsel to represent me on the appeal, the document states. It appears to be a form document originally prepared for use in Dallas County, but he scratched through and wrote in Collin. After the conclusion of the trial yesterday, we gave the court our official notice that Karmelo Anthony is filing an appeal, said Mike Howard, who represented Anthony at the trial. We believe there are several important issues for the appellate courts to consider. An appeal is the next part of the legal process and a right afforded every American. Now it says in Texas, a guilty party has 30 days from the final sentencing hearing to file a notice of appeal that he's already done. This informs the court that an appeal is coming and the defendant plans to proceed through the necessary steps. Wednesday's filing contains no information on what issues Anthony will raise on appeal. When and if a judge declares him indigent, his appellate lawyers will make arguments about mistakes they said occurred during the trial that could cause the conviction to be overturned. So he has not been declared by a judge to be indigent yet. So we still have to wait for that decision to take place first. And it says, since the stabbing last year, Anthony's family has raised money online for his defense, and it's unclear how that money will factor into a decision on the young man's indigency. One appeal point likely to be raised eventually stems from a Batson challenge Anthony's lawyers lodged during jury selection last week when they objected to prosecutors striking 3 jurors allegedly because of their race. Prosecutors said that they have other reasons for removing the jurors from the pool of potentials, and the judge agreed. Now, that would be a good challenge to appeal, because that would be Kentucky v. Batson, where it was a case where they striked jurors based on their race. And that can be based, that's what they're referring to when they say a Batson challenge, because Batson was the case it was Kentucky versus Batson is where that case originated from. Excuse me. Now it says, while some cases may be granted a bond while an appeal is processed, people convicted of murder are not eligible. Let's see, what else does it say? That goes to the end of the article. So yes, as of right now, he did file an appeal where they're still waiting to hear back from the judge on whether or not he can be declared indigent. Let me see some of y'all comments. Hold on. Mimi says they had the hush from the beginning. We should have heard this before trial. Yeah, exactly. Ebony, welcome in. Happy Friday. She says, thank you, Tone, for being a positive Black man and shining light on this terrible situation and speaking of this young man in a positive light. This really hurts my heart. Yeah, it does, because I can't get over it. It's not easy. Let me tell you. Working 40 hours a week and trying to hold down 15 credits, which would be 5 classes, is what I've been doing. And doing it at an older age is not very challenging. It's not easy at all. It's very, very challenging. So to work 2 jobs and to go to school, that's amazing. The butterfly voice says, mine too, Tone. It's a lose-lose for both families. His dad made it kind of hard because the outside looks at the parents and their responses and movement on how to read exactly how the kid was or is. He said he did not set a good example for the outside, like looking in on how he raised his children. Vic says Dr. Matthews exposed it yesterday. They're working on getting him a team of lawyers. Charleston White is giving him $75K for a lawyer. That's good. That's a start. Yep. Oh, I gotta watch it. I have been avoiding watching this. So the trial was not televised to the public, but there's been some content creators that's been inside the courtroom, and they've been having testimony pretty much on different blog sites and websites that you can watch what went on in the courtroom as well. But that was another mistake where they didn't allow the media in the courtroom as well too. Okay, Mimi, you have a great day too. Be blessed. Thank you for pulling up and showing up to the live. She said, I sent you the video of Dr. Matthews exposing the judge and DA. Oh, okay. Cool. Is Charleston giving him the money even after he said all those things about him? For real, for real. Aries said, I would love for criminal defense lawyer Bruce Harvey to represent Karmelo. That would have been a good one. Or Brian Steele too, Miss Aries one. Either one of those. Or Max Sharp. Any one of those YSL attorneys, they did good in that trial. And I watched that trial every day that it showed for the whole year. Welcome in, hold your peace. Happy Friday. Appreciate you pulling up. Don't forget to smash the like button, folks, if you're in the building. Yeah, Brian Steele is the GOAT. One of the greatest defense attorneys in the state of Georgia. Hold on, guys. Also, we're about to play this video from Dr. Candace Matthews, who's also a Texas civil rights activist regarding the Karmelo Anthony situation. So give me a second. And shout out to Vic for sending me this. Appreciate you. Well, I can't play it. Hold on.
Okay, y'all, come on in. We're getting ready for a press conference with Texas activist Dr. Candace Matthews live in Texas. Let's get ready to go. Give a thumbs up when you're ready. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Candace Matthews. I am the National Minister of Politics for the New Black Panther Nation, and I'm also a national renowned human civil rights activist, advocate, and author. I'm here today because I was summoned by the community. What I seen in the past week and a half was a new era, real life lynch that happened with Karmelo Anthony. They're proud. Now, I had a lot of people reaching out to me on social media. I had a lot of people tagging me and everything.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Hold on.
And I cannot be everywhere at one time. I'm all over the United States. But the thing is that when I say that they had an actual activist and they had a legal team and they didn't have no black people on the chair, that would not have happened on my watch. You understand how they was even able to go further than that? That should have went to the First Court of Appeals. Then after the First Court of Appeals, then it goes to the Fifth Circuit Court. We went took it all the way to the Supreme Court. That didn't happen. Another thing that I looked at is that we had people here that were paid to be moles to create chaos. See, we used to dealing with that when we on our activism travels across this United States. That would not have happened on our watch. But again, let's be clear, everything happens for a reason. But one thing I want to let the community know, just because I wasn't here doesn't mean I wasn't working. We were working behind the scenes because we knew that this was a setup from the beginning. We knew that they was going to find him guilty. We didn't know that it was going to be 35 years though, but we knew that it was going to be something that was going to be egregious. And that's why I want to give a shout out to Charleston White. I want to give a shout out to Brother Cornell X, because all of us got together so we could help this family to be able to get the proper legal team that's needed. And what we do, we're not going to push a legal team on you. We're going to give you the top of the night, creme de la creme, and you pick who you want to fit for you. Thank you. Yes. Okay? And that is exactly what we're doing right now at this time. Now, we know that they was running everything real quick with this case. Because I was supposed to, I thought everything was going to be done today. I thought today. Okay, it was 2 days ago. And guess what? I couldn't be here for that day because guess what? Because as an activist, when you hold people accountable, they set traps. I had to be in court for a case they set me up on. They got this here. Okay? But guess who here today? So when you're dealing with a case of this magnitude, you have to have an experienced activist. You have to have an experienced legal team. And that's exactly what we saw. Okay? And I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes, it is what it is. We are at this point where I see the DA, I see the judge, I see the Metcalf family, I see my people, and the whole United States see what happened. So now where we are is what the next steps. Because see, I'm not going to do no press conference with no rah-rah. I don't have time for that. Now it's about action and plans of action. What I seen was that this young man, I worked on several cases, criminal cases. I have never seen no inmate that's in a county jail going to TDC the very next day. Normally it takes 30, 60, 90 days before you are able to get on that chain to go to TDC. Then another thing that we also see, that's why I'm bringing this information to you. What we also see was that they already gave him a public defendant for the appeal. So this is why this is very evident. This is important why I had to come here. So you don't get no misinformation. So now what's happening?
And I said that too about the sentencing. He was sentenced rather quickly than normal. Like he was sentenced the next day. Normally that takes 30 days. And I didn't like that was kind of odd to me. Hold on, I think give me a second, guys. Hold on. Don't forget, folks, if you're in the building, smash the like button and sub to the channel if you're not. For some reason, this ain't playing. It's Friday, y'all. What y'all doing later on? What y'all cooking while I get this, try to fix this video link? Well, I ain't saying what y'all cooking, but what y'all weekend plans?
Okay, y'all, come on. We are getting ready for a press conference.
Appreciate the $5 super chat, Miss V. Aries 1 said 22 watching, 22 likes. That's what the number should be. I can't see it, but if that's what it is, I appreciate everybody if it is. Butterfly voice said cooking some greens and cornbread, mac and cheese, and got ribs on the grill. That sounds good. Vic Forrest says I'm going to a birthday dinner later. That's what's up, Vic. Save me a slice of cake. The butterfly voice said, yep, tone 23 to 23. Oh, that's what's up. I appreciate everybody then. That's all I ask. All I ask. Liking the video helps the video get into the algorithm. So how else can we make an awareness if we don't get the videos into the algorithm? One way to do that would be hitting the like button. So that's why I stress that so much. Aries 1 said I have to finish cutting my flowers and placing them in my vase. Oh, okay, that's what's up. Vic Forrest says, you know what, I got you, bro. All right, guys. So I couldn't finish playing the rest of this video of Dr. Candace, but I agree with majority of what she was saying. Pretty much that this was a setup from the beginning, and knowing how she is in that community, they knew she was going to make noise. You said they keep holding your comment on D. Gregory, huh? I don't see nobody in here with that name. She says, I guess AI is too stupid to know that's a name. Hold on, there's somebody in here that was trying to comment, but they couldn't. Is that what you're saying? Mm. Oh yeah, just the word for the chat. Just remind you to misspell all profanity, because it will. YouTube is very, very sensitive. It's not even me. But yeah. Big says, and then the dad had a friend of the judge and DA. Both of them should have removed themselves from this case. That's what I've been hearing too, that the judge and the dad know each other. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about the DA other than he's just, a regular, typical, no nonsense district attorney who's they said was kind of racist. But I did hear the judge and the dad are type of friends, and I heard that they had like some type of picture together or something like that. She was typing a name, though, stupid AI. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. But I will get into the dad's racist comments, if not later on, more than likely tomorrow, one of these days. So yeah, just tap the notification bell if you haven't. That lets you know when I go live. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not. I appreciate everybody that stayed in this live with me this whole hour. Aries said it's good that folks are speaking up because the mainstream media doesn't have all of the facts. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But that's all I got for you guys. Like I said, I'm gonna come back with another video to this. It's gonna be in regards to Austin Metcalf's father, and it might either be later on today. It might not be later on today because I got another live set up later on this evening. So it might be tomorrow or Sunday, somewhere between Saturday and Sunday. But y'all all have a good weekend. Have a good Friday. Be safe. And I will see y'all later on. Appreciate y'all.